Labiaplasties in Australia are on the rise. This is something I stood up on stage in 2015, I spoke about, as I shared a very personal story. An aspect of my story where at 12 years old, with a razor blade in one hand, I contemplated giving myself a labiaplasty. Thankfully, I left my healthy flesh uncut, and I never went through with giving myself that labiaplasty. Now, labiaplasty, when we talk about labiaplasty, it's where they start to reduce the inner labia minora. So when I started to look into this, I'd had this self-loathing, self-disgust with my body because I wasn't what society wanted to see me, an innie. And I was an outie. Now, I went through this beautiful journey of inner healing, and I'm going to be sharing more on it. But I wanted to share it when I wanted to bring awareness in 2015. I then went on to share it in my first book, The Adventures of Pinky Fairway, and then later went on to rewrite another book, Wildflower-reclaiming a Sacred Place, because I wanted to write in a way to empower and inspire teenagers, girls and boys, because I saw from the research that I did, I started to find that there was a correlation between boys, young men's attitudes and men's attitudes to vulva determined by what porn they looked at. And I started to look at that, how porn has become more airbrushed, touched up. I also looked into social media, how in social media, swimsuit models or anything with lingerie models, they have to be digitally castrated. Yes, I said it, digitally castrated, where her inner labia actually gets shaved down, so you then end up with this smooth Barbie-looking vulva. I was really passionate about this. I got research from men, I got research from women. What I heard from the women, a lot of the women they didn't want to share about their vulva or how they felt about their vulva. They were very locked down, very closed down. And I even had one woman say to me, "What is all the fuss about?" Now, my partner the other day shared with me an article that is in the Guardian newspaper. And it's saying in there that they have found that labiaplasties are on the rise here in Australia, and there is a link between porn and social media. So I got super excited about this. So I was like, okay, I need to come and share more. It's great to see that more awareness is being brought up around this. Now, when I went into my research, there was this attitude with younger guys that had been looking at porn, that had been airbrushed, that when they came up close and personal with the real deal, the real flesh, they were disappointed because it wasn't like what they saw in magazines. Why is it? I think it's fascinating. Why is it in society, you think back to your childhood where you were told, don't stick your tongue out, it's rude to stick your tongue out. Yes, I am shameless. Yes, I am excited about talking about this. What people don't realize in labiaplasty, and most of the time it's for cosmetic, they want to have it looking a certain way. There is nothing more beautiful than a flower that swells from natural and healthy tissue of arousal. In the book Wildflower, I go into the expansiveness of the clitoris, which was then, again, very recent information where people think it's this little button and this little pearl, and the clitoris is this deep arousal tissue, bulbous arousal tissue. When you look at it, it looks very, very similar to a penis. I was really passionate about this because I know in my body how I created this shame that then I attracted other things into my life. And we have a society that's hijacked by comparison. When I looked into it, into the research, 50% of women have an innie, 50% of women have an outie. And most women are there's no symmetry. There is differences between the right and the left. And from my background of working as an emergency nurse, I saw so much vulva fashion. I started off my nursing career working in gynecology. I was naturally curious, so I was very curious about other people's bodies. And what I've discovered from life, and then yoni massage and doing a lot of healing with women, with the womb and the yoni, is we are all so different. And we all have this divine and beautiful design. I'm going to be sharing some other videos going into this. At the moment, I have about 5 of the copies of Wildflower left here. If people would like a very personal message and it's signed from me, send me a message. I'm going to be selling those. If you want to get your hands on them straight away, it's available on Kindle, on Amazon under Wildflower. Reclaiming a sacred place. And it's about returning to innocence. You know, it's fascinating. It fascinates me how with a woman, they will shave off, they will disempower, trying to take away a little bit of that power that she has between her legs. But yet for a man, they will actually pad him up. Because yes, if you were to remove a man's balls, like they do with women, removing her inner labia, you digitally castrate him and you create a eunuch. Let's stop this digital castration. Let's look at the real enemy and address and change the regulations of the Australian Commission. The Australian Commission, what do you have to answer for this? Because really that's where change happens, and more people speaking up about this. So embrace your yoni. Men, embrace her in her full essence of a beautiful, flowering, sacred vessel. And I'm going to be talking more on this. How's the correlation between the throat and the vagina, the whole area, and also the mouth and the yoni. My name is Zoe-Anna. Have a beautiful day. And yeah, let's make more noise about this.